something other than Allah. So they sacrificed for an idol, or they sacrificed for a saintly person. They literally did it for their sake and to draw close to them. And this is not something imaginary, this is not something made up, this is something that people did during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, and some of them still do it today, and some of them people who call themselves Muslim. Another form is slaughtering for Allah, but in the name of someone or something other than Allah. So a person slaughters for Allah, but they say, for example, Bismil Wali al-Fulani. They say in the name of such and such person, such and such saintly person, etc. and so on. That would also be what? Shirk Akbar. A person could also sacrifice, and that sacrifice would be shirki, it would be idolatrous, but it would be shirkun asghar, it would be minor shirk. Like if a person sacrificed for the sake of Allah, believing that sacrificing in a certain time, or in a certain way, or in a certain place, will somehow procure some benefit or prevent some harm. So they make that slaughtering a sabab. Like we talked about previously, they make it a cause for a certain what? Effect. To raise some affliction or to prevent some harm. And they have no proof of that. That would be minor shirk. It would also be minor shirk if a person sacrificed riya'an wa sum'atan. A person sacrificed ostentatiously. They did it for Allah, but they wanted to what? Get the praise of people. You guys see that? They don't do it with a pure intention. That would also be minor shirk. Now the Imam in this chapter of slaughtering for other than Allah or sacrifice for other than Allah, he mentions two verses from the Quran to support the fact that sacrificing can only be for Allah, and if it's offered for other than Allah, it becomes shirk. He mentions two verses to support that and two hadith. We're going to read one of them and comment on it tonight, and then we'll leave the remainder for the next time we meet. So he mentions the ayah from Surah Al-An'am, or two verses from Surah Al-An'am, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ لَا شَرِيكَ لَهُ وَبِذَلِكَ أُمِرْتُ وَأَنَا أَوَّلُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Which basically means, say, O Muhammad, to the people, indeed, verily, my prayer, my slaughtering or my sacrificing, my living and my dying are for Allah, the Lord of the worlds. He had without partner or associate. And of this I have been commanded, and I am the first of the Muslims. So if you look at the verse, you'll see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Lillah. This lamb, which is attached to lafz al-jalala, Lillah, this lamb is what they call lamb al-istihqaq, the lamb of entitlement. وَتُفِيدَ الْحَصْرُ وَالْاخْتِصَاص. And it's something which is indicative of exclusivity. So Allah is saying that as-salat wa dhabh, right? He's saying that prayer and slaughtering or sacrificing is something which is exclusively His. Something that only should be done for His sake. It is an act of worship which should not be offered to anyone other than Him. And so Allah is telling us in this verse that slaughtering for other than Allah is shirk from two angles. Number one, by using lamb lamb al-istihqaq, this lamb of what? Entitlement. This is, dhabh is for Allah alone. You guys see that? And so offering to other than Allah would be what? Shirk. The second way he tells us that it's shirk is he says, la sharika lah. Right? Without partner or associate. No one should be an associate with God in what? In a dhabh. You guys see that? And so in this way, the ayah shows us that a dhabh cannot be for anyone other than Allah, and if it's offered to anyone other than Allah, it would be shirk. And with that, brothers, we'll bring our remarks this evening on the Kitab to a close. And as always, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us from those who listen to the talk and follow the best of it. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وجزاكم الله خيرا.